Welcome back. You're watching a special edition of Tech Toys from Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. Now, MWC is one of the biggest technology shows in the world. It brings the biggest hardware makers all under one roof to showcase their latest gadgets. And here's a look at some traditional and some gimmicky ones for you. Now here's a brand that rose from the dead with this classic, the Nokia 3310. This indestructible handset was first launched in September 2000, and now Nokia has decided to relaunch this feature phone in a brand new avatar at the Mobile World Congress 2017. If it matters, the specs include a 2.4-inch display, a humble 2-megapixel camera, and hey, there's also a micro SD card slot. But here's the legendary part. Wait for it, Snake 2 is back. For the battery bank generation, this might sound odd, but the 3310 packs in a 22-hour talk time, and this blast from the past handset will cost you 49 euros, which is roughly 3,500 rupees. Apart from this nostalgic dose, Nokia also introduced the Nokia 3, the Nokia 5, and also unveiled the Nokia 6, and here's a quick look at the spec sheet. Now these three Nokia smartphones run on the Android Nougat out of the box, which was a partnership that was waiting to happen. What took you so long to switch to Android from Windows?
Well, first of all, why we are doing it is of course because of the consumers. And I think that if you think about the core attributes of the Nokia brand, which are so well known, especially in a country like India, about reliability, quality, trust, simplicity, ease of use, and then you think about Android as an operating system, I think that these two worlds, they actually belong together.
These Nokia handsets will fall in the budget to mid-segment category, and here's a look at a few more options. Lenovo-owned Motorola also launched Moto G5 and the G5 Plus at the Congress. And here's a look at the handsets. The Moto G5 packs in a 5-inch display, Snapdragon 430 processor, 2800 mAh battery, 2GB or 3GB of RAM with 16GB of internal storage. While the Moto G Plus sports a 5.2-inch Full HD display, Snapdragon 825 processor, a 3000 mAh battery, 4GB of RAM and 32GB of internal storage. Both smartphones pack in a 13-megapixel rear and a 5-megapixel front shooter, a fingerprint sensor, and an external micro SD slot. It's time for a breather from smartphones, so let's talk drones.
DJI has been around for 10 years. For those that don't know, DJI started off as an RC components company. So we started to make the flight controllers, which is essentially the brain of the drone, and that expanded over to all the other components. At MWC, we're really proud to announce our latest offering, which is an industrial inspection solution called the M200 series.
Your latest drones can actually detect aircrafts while they're up in the air, and that's one question most people ask, what if these drones fly into aircrafts?
With the M200 series, we're integrating a new platform called DJI AirSense, and basically the drone is able to detect other aircraft in the area. The way the ADS-B works essentially is that other aircraft are sending their location details and their headings, so the drone understands when it might be in an area where it's in the trajectory of an aircraft, and then it can warn the operator, right? So in the front, we basically have two cameras that are always actively looking at what's in front of the drone.
Okay, what are the other functionalities as we were talking about? It's not just aircrafts or buildings. How else does it help users?
Yeah. So maybe we can take a little bit of a step back and talk about drones and enterprise in general, right? So what's really exciting about drones is there's a lot of jobs out there that currently involve people getting into dangerous situations, particularly in industrial inspection. Cell towers are vital infrastructure, and they need to be inspected on a regular basis, which involves people physically going up onto the towers to look at connections, check serial numbers, make sure everything is working, and then all the bolts are on so that nothing falls off and essentially there's no disruption to connectivity, right? Now, a lot of that initial inspection can be done with the drone. That allows us, say for example, to be 50 meters away from the cell tower.
Right.
And at 50 meters, we can see details of up to a millimeter, right? A millimeter per pixel. So we can get very tiny little details, and when we find them, and only if there's an issue,
For many years now, Samsung has been taking the Mobile World Congress stage to unveil its flagship Galaxy S devices. This year, of course, the brand was missing from the smartphone action, but they didn't leave us hanging with absolutely nothing. What they instead gave us was the Tab S3. Let's dive straight into the specs of this Korean giant, Samsung's brand new gadget, the Galaxy Tab S3, which is built on this 9.7-inch Super AMOLED display, and it houses a Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 processor with 4 GB of RAM and 32 GB of internal and up to 256 GB of external storage. That was a mouthful. Overall, this tablet has stayed true to its sleek predecessor, the Tab S2, in terms of design, but this tablet also boasts a 4-speaker setup on this 6mm thin piece of tech. Of course, the Tab S3 has been paired up with the new S Pen and can also be bumped on this optional keyboard case for ease of use. There is no talk on money from Samsung so far. With that, it's time to wrap up this year's special edition of Mobile World Congress 2017 from Barcelona. Of course, the show might have come to an end, but we are extremely excited to kickstart the season of unboxing gadgets and smartphones from 2017. Do tell us what you thought of our show. You can tweet me at Megha Vishwanath along with our hashtag TechToys. This is our special presentation. We will be back next year. Goodbye and many thanks for watching.